In this video I'm gonna show you what is dodge and burn and how to properly use it. So let's get started. Hey, what's up guys, Dhruil here, and for this tutorial I'm gonna use this image that I found on deventart.com. So if you wanna use this image, the download link is in description, so feel free to use it. Now first of all, what is dodge and burn? So let me give you a simple example about the tools so it will explain itself. So let's make a copy of this thing. I'm gonna press Ctrl J and make a copy of it. Now here I have selected my dodge tool, and because we can see it properly, I have set it on midtones and the exposure is, let's say, 100%. Now you can always like right click and make it bigger, smaller, but that is always pain in the ass. So to get rid of that, use your big bracket keys. They will make it bigger and smaller. So it's a fairly big brush, and now if I paint with it, as you can see, it is making the image brighter. So if I turn it on and off, the portion of this image has turned out to be super bright, as you can see here. Now let's check out the burn tool. So you already know what it is going to do, so let's keep it on the midtone too to keep it simple, and then let's paint it here. So it makes it darker, and it's as simple as that. The dodge tool will make things brighter and the burn tool will make it darker. Now what is the beauty of this tool? Now when you are dodging and burning, let's say you are making something brighter and then you suddenly want to make something darker, I mean. So you don't need to every time go back and forth between burn tool and dodge tool. Let's say I'm using my dodge tool. I'm gonna go here and start reshaping this ab. So let's say I painted it here. Now I suddenly want to make this thing darker. So I'm gonna hold my alt key, and I think it's option key on Mac, but I don't know, I've never used any Apple computer. So I'm gonna just hold my alt key and then I'm gonna paint it here. So as you can see, now it's making it darker, and if I paint it normally, it's making it brighter. So you don't need to go back and forth, change it all the time. So that is one really handy tip. Now let's press Ctrl Z and make it normal. So you get the idea, like you don't need to change the tools and the dodge tool is fine. Now let's say I'm working on the highlights. So you have this really good options here. Like if you want to make something brighter, like I just want to enhance the highlights. So I have selected highlights, and if I paint it here like this, you know what, let's turn down the exposure this time to around, let's say, 5-10%. 8% seems fine. And then if I paint here, as you can see, it is making the highlights brighter. Most of the time you will be working with the mid tones, as you can see here, but it is also helpful, like if I want to make the shadows darker, so I'm going to select shadows, hold down my alt key, and then I will paint here with the dodge tool, so it will make it darker. So this way it is already like looking really good. So let's see, this is our original image. So this is where we are going to start. Now you get the idea how the tools work, and most important thing, always use protect tones. I think before CS4 they did not have this thing. So the protect tone option will help you to protect the actual skin tone of the image or whatever the color you are working on. So let's say it works something like this. I'm gonna make the exposure 100% and then paint here. Now I'm gonna remove protect tones and then I'm gonna make it brighter. So it suddenly looks like I'm just painting with white color. This one is much better. So always use protect tones and it will help your image, like the work process. So that's it. Now another problem with dodge and burn is, like if I paint here, at one point I will run out of the Ctrl Z or undos, whatever you want to call it. So I can always not go and press Ctrl Z all the time. So there is a way to use it non-destructively. So how do you use that? You have to create a new blank layer from here, and in that you need perfectly 50% gray color, and you don't need to go around play anything. Just press shift backspace, and here in the contents you have option of 50% gray and hit OK. Now you can paint on this thing. So let's say I make this thing brighter, and then I change its blending mode to soft light. Only the bright portion will show up, the gray color will not show up in the soft light. So you get the idea. So I'm gonna change its blending mode to soft light, and let's select the background, and I'm gonna turn on my protect tones. Oops, I don't need the background, we need to paint on this layer, because now if I paint on, okay, I gotta turn down my speaker. Okay, so I gotta paint on this thing here now. So if I paint on this, as you can see, it is still making it brighter and stuff like that, but it is on a different layer. So let's say if I mess it up and I want to remove it, I can just always go back to normal, select my brush tool, copy color from here, and then I can just simply paint it over here and it won't even matter. See, I can just simply remove it like that. So keep 50% gray is your color. You can always hold down Alt key and copy the color. It's really simple. So now let's focus on the dodging and burning, actually how it works. Now it is one really difficult job to do. I'm not gonna lie about it, dodging and burning is not easy. So let's put it on soft light. So first of all, I'm gonna start by enhancing things. So there is a highlight on his forehead and I want to make it brighter. So how do we do that? I have selected my layer, my dodge tool. Exposure should be around, let's say, 5-7%. Always work under 10% because these tools are really strong. And I'm gonna select my highlights, and then I'm gonna start painting here just like it. And at first it will look like it's doing nothing, but if I turn it on and off, you can see it makes a whole lot of difference. So let's paint here like that. So that seems fine. And then I'm gonna change it to shadows, and now this time I'm gonna hold my Alt key and let's paint it here and make stuff a bit darker so that we have nice transition and it looks really nice, stuff like that. And for this kind of things I'm gonna make it smaller, and then I'm gonna paint it here so we get rid of that highlight. And then I'm gonna turn it on and off to show you what we actually did. So now if I turn it on and off, it looks like he suddenly applied a bunch of oils or maybe suddenly his skin looks really nice and soft. So this way you can like change things. Now it is a tutorial and let me show you the original file. Okay, first of all let's keep it on normal. So this is what it looks like whatever we painted. Now let's go back here, and this is the file I showed you in the intro. Now let's change its blending mode to normal. This is the amount of things that I had to paint, and this is what we did in this time, and that's not even properly done. So you can get the idea how much time it takes to do a job like this. Now if you are a photographer, doing bigger parts are fine, and if you really need some incredibly detailed work, I think you should hire a professional retoucher. So I'm gonna put it on soft light, and here it is. Now I'm gonna zoom in here on his nose. Now as you can see, he has this kind of a patch on his nose. So let's select this thing, and then I'm gonna paint here, and I'm gonna go to shadows and make the shadows brighter. So if I paint it here a couple more times, it should deal with the shadow properly. Again, I'm saying the things that I will do will not be very good because this is like trial and error. You once paint it, then you realize, oh, that's not looking good, I need to paint it again. So do it and don't complain about it. Like stuff like that will get you like trying again and again. Sounds ridiculous, but that's the only thing you can do. So now if I turn it on and off, you can see that the toning of the scar or whatever mark he has on his nose is like really fading away, and it will look really nice. So let's paint it again and again here, and then if I zoom out, as you can see, it is like taking care of it really nice. And the same thing goes here. So let's paint it here like it, and then to make his cheek slightly darker, I'm gonna hold my Alt key and then I will start paint here. And if I turn it on and off, you can see it makes a whole lot of difference. And the same thing goes here. So let's paint it here, and as you can see, I'm working on shadows. I can turn on to midtones for different effects, and then I'm gonna paint here with holding down my Alt key, and then let's paint here a bit, and then let's touch here. So if I turn it on and off, suddenly it looks much better. Let's do a couple of things here and there. So this way you can use dodge and burn to enhance features and to remove particular darkness and highlighted areas of your image. Same thing goes with the arms and stuff like that. So I can make like a really crazy 2-hour video where I can retouch this step by step, but that would be super boring. I just need to like show you bigger parts, like how it works out. And most of the time midtones will do your job if you're a beginner and if you don't understand the mess. The experience will teach you. No one can teach you that thing. So I'm just painting here. I will do the most of not the most of the thing, the bigger parts, so that you can see how it's actually working. And let's paint it here to make it brighter, and then let's make it darker, and then here and here and here. You can do same thing with the like his hair. I'm gonna paint here to make the highlights brighter, then a bit here, touch here, here, and then make this brighter. So this way, if I turn it on and off, let's see, it looks really nice and polished. And the same way you can enhance his abs, his belt button, and then the jeans and everything. So there is only this, like this is dodging and burning. There is no cool secrets about it. Like it's the only hard work and experience that will get you. Yeah, things like using it non-destructively is always gonna help you, and I use it all the time in my tutorials. You can check out other videos if you want. Another thing, let's say I did this and I want it to be really strong, so I can just press Ctrl J and make a duplicate of it, and suddenly it is really strong and ultra polished. As you can see, parts here look bit unnatural, so I can go here and then remove it from his forehead, and suddenly it's fine. See? So now if I, like, let's say turn down the opacity, you always have a lot of freedom once you do apply this thing, and this portion of the body already looks different from this one, and you can simply do his clothings and whatnot. It's totally up to you. So that's it for this video. I really hope you don't feel like cheated because I didn't do the whole job, because that would take like 2-3 hours, and I can show this thing and show you the actual painting, so you can, like, let's put it on normal, and now let's put it on full screen, and then you can see it properly, like how I have painted things. Pause the video and check it out, like how I did all of the stuff, and then let me go out, and then I just changed it to soft light, and that's the only thing I did. No other secret things or stuff like that here. And another important tip that I can give you with the dodging and burning, this is the last one. So let's say you're starting with the image and it looks really nice, but you can always like press Ctrl J, and here in the image adjustment, shadows and highlights, here you can always have this one is mid-tone contrast to like give really nice boost in the contrast, and then you can always like correct the colors so that it doesn't look unnatural. Plus you can always play around with the highlights to make it brighter, and punch in the shadows to make it even more glossy and stuff like that. So now if I, let's say, let it process, and then if I turn it on and on, it looks slightly different, and you can always like play around for the better effect. As you can see, it looks a lot completely different like than what we did previously. So this shadows and highlight option can always help you a lot if you are especially going for this bodybuilder glossy look. So as I expected, there was little things to do and a lot of things to talk about, because most of the time dodging and burning, people think that there is always some shortcut or stuff like that, but there isn't. Like there are a couple of tricks you can do that I will cover in future videos, but most of the time it's just pure hard work, and that's why most of the time people hate it, and it is also really difficult to master. So that's it for this video. I really hope you liked it. If you have any question regarding it, or if you want me to explain something in upcoming videos, you can ask me in the comments. And if you actually learned something, hit that like button so I can know you learned something. And if you want to check out even more Photoshop tutorials by me, you can click on any of these boxes, and you can always subscribe. So every time I upload a new video, you'll get an update. Plus it will take you to my channel where I have more than 70 free Photoshop tutorials. And always remember, dodging and burning, it is the most important in the retouching. So till then, goodbye, take care, and have some fun with Photoshop.